Okay, Dave, real quick, here is my new sharpening rig. The arm that we've been discussing, see if I can back up far enough, is just this thing. It's mounted on a ball. I've actually made it two pieces, and that little brass screw allows me to take it apart so I can carry the rest of the contraption into my shop if I ever need to work on it or anything. I built little jaws that I can bolt up and center up from the back side to keep everything centered if I change blade sizes substantially. But I'm not going to do that very often. There's a bolt runs through the whole thing. I actually used a shoulder bolt that allows me my pivot here so that the whole thing will rotate. It's not rotating here. It does a little bit on the ball, but I can get a full rotation there because there's a bolt running in there. I built my grinder. I've got the two receivers on it. So one receiver naturally holds my wheel, and I actually put a little stop pin in here so that it goes into the same spot every time. And based on that, I did some math and calculated from here to here's distance, and with a blade that sticks out a known distance here, when I want to set my angle, I can come over here, and those are marks, or I can stick a pin in them that allows me to adjust my table in and out depending on what angle I want. So if I know I want a 15-degree angle, I can go look at my little chart and say, okay, 15 degrees is that pin right there. Put it in there, lock it down, and now when I come over here like this to grind, see if I can get far enough away for you to see it, I will have 15 degrees. So I drag it along there, the whole thing rotates over, drag it along on this side. I can't actually run the thing because I don't have anything to hold the camera, but it's really just as simple as that. The whole thing pivots back and forth, up and down a bit on this. I don't know if you can tell, but I had to actually mount the ball in there. I had to screw it in at an angle because there's just not enough play on one of these balls to get all the angle that I needed here. So by putting that ball in there on an angle, I get the angle I need. It's actually maxing out right there. So I've got more than enough now. And that's it. You could probably do the same thing. I don't know that it would be as safe if you have to run your belt in the standard direction. You could build this whole thing taller so that your wheel, instead of being down here, your wheel is up here somewhere. And now your arm would angle down, and you'd be working below the center line of the wheel and drag it across. So we'll turn everything upside down, and now that's the top. So you would just be running that way. You wouldn't be able to see what you're doing, and I wouldn't like it, but you know, if you're in a bind and determined you have to make something, that would probably do it. You could also just use the motors and the things that you have and your water jet and just build yourself another dedicated grinder that runs the right direction and does what you need it to do. Instead of using the wheel, even, you could build a horizontal platen here, have the belt running the other direction, and your arm that holds it so that you're dragging it along a horizontal platen, in which case it would be easier than controlling your in and out depth, because you could control your angle based on the height of your wheel. If you built it on an arm so that your ball was up here, you could actually directly measure your angle, set it, and forget it. Anyhow, that's it. I told you I'd send you a video or take some pictures. That's what I've got and where it's at. Love that little Chinese knife. Sharpen the heck out of it though. Look at see if I can get up close and focus on the bevels. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a good reflection. I mean, look, that's a nice, pretty even sharpen all the way around on this weird shape hawkbill thing. I'm impressed with it. I mean, this is a liquor store knife, and it'll slice papers and shave hairs now.